Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, your one-stop shop for all your Pokemon information. We go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news that cards are set to get revealed. And if I do see any good deals, I always try to throw them in here too. And before we get started, we do have to get things for a video sponsor real quick, and that is Collectr. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your current collection. They have over 25 different TCGs with over 1.5 million products tracked. But you can check pop reports, sold listings. They basically got everything. And if there's something they do not have or something you do not like, please let me know and I'll let Collectr know right away and they can get that added. And then too, they have an awesome social component where you can share your collection with your friends and family. You can even go to the home page, scroll down to the bottom, and you can click on PokeBeard and you can see what's in my collection. So definitely check them out. All the links are in the description. All right, let's get started. So we do not have a ton of Pokemon news today or really any good deals. We did have a couple new releases, the Eevee pouch and the Lily Premium Tournament Collection box, which we're going to be checking today. So we're going to be starting off with Celebrations. This is the only thing that is moving at all for Celebrations, and this is the Celebrations Premium Figure Collection box with that big Pikachu. Last sold 103, 103, 103, 105. Lowest sales 99, but not a ton of sales. Still, very, very good box. Next, we got Evolving Skies. We got some movement here. So the booster box, was at like 1280 to 1300 for the longest time. Now last sold 1400, 1400, 1470 with a picture, 1489, 1485, 1494, 1459. And then we got a little movement on the Umbreon ETB, not the other ETB. This is the regular one. Last sold 250, 275, 274, 276, 275, 260. And then we had one new crazy sale on TCG Player for the Pokemon Center Umbreon ETB. Last sold $789, before that $491, $550, $571. Again, not a ton of sales. All right, next we got Crown Zenith. We got a ton of movement for Crown Zenith. The ETBs are going again. Last sold 150, 140, 132, 132, 141. It's good to see. And then the booster bundle still slowly climbing. Last sold for that one is 80, 78, 80, 80, 78, 79. And then the Sea and Sky Premium Collection, still slowly climbing. Last sold 150, 150, 150, 147, 145. And then we got the Bird Tins. So here's the Articuno. Got up to 47, back down to about 43, 42. Now last sold 55, 55, 50, 50, 50. But all right, next we got 151. Nothing has moved for 151 since last week, basically the last few weeks. Next, we have the Prismatic Evolutions Accessory Pouch Special Collection. Now, this just came out, and obviously it's going to come down in price from, the pre-sale prices at $87. Now, last sold 67. Someone got 9 of them at 66, 60. 3 of them at 66, a ton at 66. Kind of a cool thing. I was able to get one of these from my local game store, so I'm pretty happy about that. And for Prismatic, nothing has moved. A lot of things are actually coming down in price a little bit. Next, we have that Lily Premium Tournament Collection box that just came out. So this was $85 for pre-sale. Now last sold 53, 55, 55, 55, 50. There's a lot of Lily fans out there. So next, we have the Twilight Masquerade Booster Box. Got down to $207. Coming back. Now last sold 215, 223, 223, 230, 223, 218. Next, we got Paldea Evolve, still slowly climbing. Last sold 230, 245, 230. We have a sale at $265. We got another one with a picture at 240, 244, 245. Next, we got Obsidian Flames. Last sold 220, 220, 210, 220. Next, we have the Fusion Strike Sword and Shield Booster Box. Climbing again slowly. Last sold 475, 509, 470, 470, 470, 470. Another one at 509. Next, we have the Chilling Reign Booster Box. Got down to $303. Now last sold 340, 333, 370, 353, 340. And I know that seems kind of expensive, but when you compare it to like Evolving Skies at $1,400 a booster box, it's not that bad of a price. And I know Evolving Skies is much better, but Chilling Reign is a super, super good set. It has a ton of alternate arts in there, and it has some very, very expensive ones too. So, $350 is not terrible. Next, we have some Sun and Moon booster boxes because they're just going nuts. Celestial Storm booster box. Last sold $2,499, $1,750, $1,500. We just have like one sale per month on TCG Player, but it's just crazy how expensive some of these boxes are getting. Next, Unified Minds booster box. Last sold for him, $14.50, $14.90, $12.99, $14.97, $14.97. And, you know, this box was literally $600 a year ago. I bought it a few years ago at $180 a booster box. And that's what I'm saying too. You know, $350 seems expensive for Chilling Reign, but it won't seem expensive when Chilling Reign is $1,000 a booster box. Next, we have the Cosmic Eclipse booster box. This was $880 a year ago. Now last sold $2,199, $1,900, $1,800, $1,500, $1,500, $1,400. Next, we have Unbroken Bonds booster box. So this was $621 a year ago. Now last sold $1,750, $1,749, and a couple months before that was at $1,100. Next, we got Lost Thunder booster box. This was $600 a year ago. Now last sold $1,575. We got one at $1,000, and before that it was at $1,100. Next, we got the Team Up booster box. This was $2,139 a year ago. Now last sold $5,500, and before that it was $4,497. Next, we have the Paldea Evolved Pokemon Center ETB. So a ton of these are coming down in price, but there's a couple of them that are still doing good. Last sold for Paldea Evolved is $400, $393, $400, $345, $337. Next, we have the Miraidon Scarlet and Violet base set Pokemon Center ETB. Last sold $205, $218, $215, $267. We do have one at $190. Next, we have the new Team Rockets Mewtwo EX. This is for pre-sale. This is not out yet. This had sales at $65. Now last sold $75, $77, $77, $76. Next, we have the Sylveon EX from Prismatic Evolutions. This was at $450. Now last sold $480, $548, $699, $550, $610 with a picture, $510. Next, we have the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX. This was at $75. Now last sold $115, $116, $115. This is from Prismatic. Next, we have the Tinkatuff Illustration Rare, still doing really, really good. Last sold $16. We have a sale at $40, and then $27, and then $16, $20, $21. Next, we have the Tinkaton EX Special Illustration Rare. This was a $15 card. Now last sold $39, $38, $39, $39, $30. Next, we're going to have the Poke Data, check out a couple PSA 10 cards. We got the Pikachu with Gray Felt Hat. Got down to $700 in a 10. Now last sold $848, $870. We got a 9 at $365 and another 10 at $800. And this does have a pop of $36,618. Next, we have the Miraidon Pokemon Center Stamp promo. This has a pop of $431 in a 10 and $437 in a 9. And it's still slowly climbing. Last sold in a 10. Where is it? Lots of 9s is $449. And the 9s are 70, 79, 66, 39. So not too bad. And the 9s are like 76, 70, 80, 80. Next, we have the Screamtail Pokemon Center promo. This is a pop of $357 in a 10 and $213 in a 9. Last sold in a 10 is $425. And before that is $331. We do have a $230 before that, a $322 before that. Then we got a PSA 9 for $51, $43, $33. Next, we have the Noctowl Pokemon Center Stamp promo. Last sold in a 10 for this is $199. It was $185 before that, and $167. And we got a 9 at $31, $45, and $45. So some of the Pokemon Center Stamp promos are coming down in price, but the PSA 10s are still slowly rising on some of them. So next, we have the Celebi and Venusaur GX Tag Team promo. So this was $14 a year ago. Now last sold $48, $49, $47, $43, $47, $49. And I feel like this is one of the best ones, and it's one of the cheaper ones. Next, we have the Mewtwo and Mew GX Tag Team promo. I mean, look how expensive this one is. Last sold for lightly played $105, near mint $150, $178, $151, $166, $145, $170. That is just crazy. Next, we are checking out some Glory of Team Rocket SAR sales on eBay. We got the Nidoking here for $80, another one at $80. We got the Mewtwo at $345 with $5 in shipping, and this was on auction and had 59 bids. We got the Ariana at $32. We got the Team Rockets Giovanni at $53. Crobat at $125. Honestly, I thought that'd be a little cheaper, but I absolutely love the card. I cannot wait to see that one in person. Next, we got another Ariana at $59, Nidoking at $90, another Mewtwo at $390, Moltres at $190, another Mewtwo at $455, Nidoking at $90, Ariana at $45, Mewtwo at $425. We got the Moltres in a PSA 10, 45 bids at $260, says it ships May 18th. Another Mewtwo at $4.41. Next, we have the art rares. So we got the Weezing at $9, Clamperl at $11, Orbeetle at $15, Zemazanta only at $4.70, another Orbeetle at $7, the Houndoom at $13. You can get all 12 of them sold for $108. Weezing at $9, Raticate at $7, Kangaskhan at $7. Then we got the Meowth, that's an old sale at $43. But yeah, look at that. The Meowth sold for $43 for pre-sale. Then we got the Orbeetle at $4.50, Kangaskhan at $10.50, the Spidops at $7, Blaziken at $11, and here's the Meowth at $20. So that person, lost half the money already. Another Blaziken at $19, and the Wobbuffet is at $25. Wow. Another Weezing at $8, Meowth at $22, Raticate at $15. Yeah, the ARs are definitely going to get a little bit cheaper for sure. So I'd hold off a little bit before buying them all. Next, checking out a couple Japanese booster boxes. The Hot Air Arena booster box coming up in price. Last sold $110, $138, $100, $115, $120. And then we have the Terrestrial Festival booster box coming up. Last sold $112, $113, $121, $117, $120. Now I do have some of these. I wished, we'd get a big reprint of this so it'd come down in price so I can get a few more, because I think the set is great. Super fun to open, unlike Prismatic Evolutions. So I think it'll do really, really good in the long run. And then to end it off, we got the Super Electric Breaker booster box. Last sold $90, $93, $75, $85, $115, $90, $99. Another very, very solid set. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Market Monday. If you guys do see anything moving up or down in the market, please let me know. And if you guys do like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And if you guys want to support more, you can check out my Instagram or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last video where I show what I invested into and we go through an entirely new list of cards and products that I'm trying to invest into next month, click this video right here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.